So our next guest is my friend Paige. Paige, if you can unmute yourself. Are you there?
Yeah.
Hi, Paige. Well, I'm going to just tell you, I was the person that introduced Paige to the patches. But I want her to tell you guys how long her and her family have been using them and what was going on before and after, because she's going to be more sharing her kids' testimonies. And so I'm going to let you take it over.
Yeah, so we have been using the patches for 6 weeks now. Both of my kids have special needs. My daughter has Down syndrome, and she was really struggling with oppositional defiance disorder and just a lot of anxiety. So she would like peel all the skin off of her thumbs as like a coping mechanism. And we had tried putting wraps and Band-Aids and like saying that hurts so bad, it looks like it hurts. You really don't want to do that. But she just could not stop doing that. And the oppositional defiance disorder, it's just like every single thing is a combative conversation. There's just like nothing you could say, let's go get ice cream. And you know that she loves ice cream. And it's like, no, I'm not. And that's just a light example, but it's literally every single moment of your day. And so since starting those patches, I would say she's every bit like 70% less combative, which is a really big deal. And she very shortly, like, I don't know, like the first week or two after that, she completely stopped peeling the skin off her thumbs. They're completely healed up now, which is a really big deal for her. And then my son has autism, and it was so funny because the school was heavily suggesting by like 4 people out of 6 people in his IEP meeting that we should really talk to his doctor about medicating him. And I was like, I don't want to do that. There's just reasons I don't want to. And so I decided to bring him home. I put him on the patches. And within the first 3 days, he just started being super calm. And we actually threw away our high chair this last week because he has been able to sit starting the first week until now. He can sit at the dinner table without running and running and running and running. Because I would have to literally like hold his hand and hold his arm at the table and just keep saying, sit down, sit down, sit down. And it was exhausting. So we had, tried to put our high chair away, and we'd end up bringing it back up and putting it away and back up. And so he can sit through a meal. He had, within the first 3 days, I was able to cut his hair. And normally that is a terrible experience. Like they're screaming and crying and teeth clenching. And I'm like holding him down, which a lot of parents that their kids are on the spectrum or have sensory processing disorder, they can relate to this traumatic experience of haircuts or nail clipping or teeth brushing. And then he found a pair of nail clippers and had brought them to me and was putting his finger in trying to do it. And I was just like, oh my stars, are you okay? Because you hate nail clipping. And so sure enough, he let me clip all his nails and just acted like we always do this and it's always fine, which has been great. There's been no more tears with haircuts or nail clipping since I've cut his hair again. And he just stands there as if, and they're not even the sensory friendly haircut clippers. They're the loud, regular ones. So that has happened. He also started saying new words I've never heard him say before. He started saying his sister's name, saying difficult things like peanut butter. And then he said his first sentence, he said, I have more water, have more water. And I was like, I've never heard you say an unprompted sentence before. And he would go 9 months without saying one single thing. And in 6 weeks, he says a new word at a minimum of 2 days a week. So that's a really big deal. We had been through ABA therapy. He's been in speech. He's been in OT. They've gone and been in hyperbaric chambers twice and nothing. We've been holistic all along and organic food, and just, I was so hesitant to do the patches because I was like, these are certainly going to be expensive and it's probably going to be a terrible experience. And it has been the best thing that I've ever done for my kids. So
I love that page. So Levi, you were shared with me, was showing signs of autism at 18 months. How old is he right now?
He's 6.
He's 6 years old. So
Yeah.
that is a big time frame of not being verbal. And was he affectionate?
Yeah, he's been giving me some genuine hugs now. He was not before. It was just like hugging a mannequin. It's the only way I can describe this. Just like I'm here, and it's just like hugging this block. But now he's waking up a couple days a week and like genuinely grabbing me and hugging me or kissing me. In fact, he started horseback riding lessons, and he started kissing the horse. And I was so impressed because normally when he gives you a kiss, he just kind of leans in and he doesn't pucker his lips or know what to do with his face. And he started puckering his lips to kiss the horse he rides. And in fact, he had a lesson yesterday, and they started having him do some basic things where he had to follow instructions. So they asked him to carry this figure and hold it while he rode his horse around the ring, and they asked him to throw it onto a barrel. That was huge for him. Following any kind of a one-step direction like that and maintaining focus for probably 2 minutes straight is a very big deal. His goal through his IEP was a 5-second focus. And so he maintained and followed through with the task like 5 times yesterday. And I was like, you people don't even know how huge this is. So
I
yeah.
absolutely love that page. And I feel like sometimes we as parents can take for granted our kids coming and giving us a big hug that's genuine and speaking and sitting at the dinner table, and I remember you shared on your Facebook story when Levi ran up to you in the morning and gave you a hug, and you were like, this is something I don't get all the time. And you were just telling me, and there was such an emotion. And as a mommy myself, I'm just like, oh my goodness, this is just a beautiful start, a beautiful healing journey. And I'm so grateful that you were able to jump on and share with us, because it's inspiring to see how these stem cell activation patches have such a diverse benefit to so many different people. And we're going to jump into that in just a second. So thank you, Paige, for sharing.